Hello everyone, today on this lecture we discuss about the difference between the conceptual framework and the theoretical framework. In last two classes we already discussed in details the conceptual framework and the theoretical framework. So let's see what is the basic difference in between them. The first, conceptual framework. So conceptual framework is already known. It is the method of showing and explaining the main ideas and how they relate to each other. Okay, so that is called the conceptual framework. So it is self-developed by the researcher, or if you in the definition also it is being described that is the visual representations of the variables and what the relationship, what the if and cause relationship between them. That one too, the researcher want to put in the diagrammically. That is called the conceptual framework. But in theoretical framework, it is in structure that explain the established theory. So established theory means that is being published. Okay, the theory that underpin the research. So you want to build your research. Suppose you want to build your research, and this theoretical framework is providing you a foundation. It providing you a foundation on which you build your research, or that is called the underpin the research. Okay, next point, it is a visual representation. So it is a visually represented because by the help of arrow and some diagram models, the researcher represent the variables like independent variable, dependent variable, then moderate variable and mediating variable. All these things being represented in the visually. Okay, so it is self-developed by the researcher. But in theoretical framework, it is a theory that researchers choose to guide his research. So you are taking the help. You are borrowing something. You are borrowing. You are borrowing the concept. You are borrow the research. Suppose you are go for review of literature. You see the number of research is there, and some of the research theory that will support to your research. That will guide to your research, and that is called, this is the theory that researchers choose to guide in his research. Next, third point, it's the synthesis of relevant concept. In conceptual framework, what will do the researcher do? Researcher synthesize, combines the relevant ideas. Okay, that is called synthesis. But in theoretical research, what researcher do is only apply the theory, apply the formula, and put the formula into his research. So that is the application of the theory. It is just like a blueprint for the research. The conceptual framework is a blueprint, or you are making a raw sketch of your research, but it provides a lens through which you can see. So you can observe by this lens because already one established theory is there, and you want to see your research, but on that principle, on that lens. Okay, so this is called, it provide a lens to see through this lens you want to see your research. Next, it is a scope. If you go for the scope, what is the scope in the conceptual framework? So it is specific. It is specific or limited. It is focused also. Okay, scope means it's understand the limitations and the directions. So the conceptual framework is specific and focused. But in case of theoretical framework, it will give you a broad scope. Okay, and based on the established theory, the scope is many more scopes are there. If you go to the purpose in the conceptual framework, it will guide how the research is conducted. WHO, how the research is conducted. That is the purpose in conceptual framework. But in theoretical framework, purpose is provide a general explanation because already theory is established. Already the phenomena is being explained by the other by the scholarly or the experts. So it is a provided general explanation. Okay, next, acquiring knowledge in the conceptual framework, you take acquire the knowledge. The way of acquiring knowledge is inductive in nature. Okay, this is inductive. Inductive means from specific to general. Okay, so by an example you can betterly understand. So suppose anyone, Rabi, Sam, Ram, anyone who eats peanuts, okay, and due to the excess of eating of peanuts, mm, by eating of peanuts, he develops scar on the skin, okay. So, and you conclude that Rabi is allergic to peanuts. Okay, here because Rabi is a specific observation, and from observation you conclude that Rabi is allergic to peanuts. It isn't what probability, or you were assumed. Okay, it is not being proved. You will from a specific observation you conclude a general idea. Okay, so that is called inductive in nature. But in theoretical framework, it is the knowledge occurring of the knowledge or the reasoning method is deductive in nature. Deductive means from general principle you get a specific idea. Okay, the general principle that is being published by the is a theory or a principle that is published by the scholarly. Okay, so suppose you take an example like all mammals have lungs. Okay, and horse is one of the mammal. Horse also common mammal. So what you conclude? The horse have lungs. Yes or no? So from a general concept, general theory, all mammals have lungs. Okay, and you were taking the example. We were taking the horse, one of them, and horse has lungs. So from a general idea, you conclude a specific observation. From a general observation, you will get a specific idea. So that is called the deductive in nature. So it is what guaranteed truth, because from the truth it is originated. Okay, but it is probable. Okay. Next, it is fit in both quantitative and the qualitative research design, because this conceptual framework will be do in both quantitative research and the qualitative, because in the conceptual way we will do the survey and interviews methods are there, and empirical and descriptive study, interview and observation methods are fit on this, are done by this conceptual framework. But the theoretical framework is only fit in the quantitative research, where the empirical and test is done, empirical survey and test can be done. Okay, so these are the basic difference between the conceptual framework and the theoretical framework. So I hope you understand what is the basic difference. Thank you for watching and please keep on subscribing.